Hey everyone, this is going to be part one of the nitrous install on my 2019 Dodge Challenger shaker. I'm probably about 80% done with the wiring, electrical wiring of the system. So I'm going to go through that before I get too far ahead of myself and start forgetting things that I did. I'm going to start here in the back. Shout out to, first of all, to Pronitrous for building this relay panel, and which includes also a Pro Max controller with it. But all the, as you can see, all the relays are already pre-wired, ready to go. It came with a harness, so it makes installation relatively simple. Although it was a good day's work to go ahead and run all these wires, and I'll get into more detail on wiring in a bit. But while I'm back here, I also added a USB cable, permanent cable, to run up to my front console, and I made some ports for that. And I also made another. I'm also running another USB for my HP Tuners device. It's going to be permanently mounted under my dash. So that's USB Mini there. It happens to also fit this double sport controller, suspension controller, but I haven't really tinkered with that much as far as programming it. Back here, obviously the nitrous bottle is going to go here. What you see there is just the mounts I created. I 3D printed them just to get them off the floor a little bit, and also to give it something to mount to once I put the carpet back in. But the key was just getting it above so it doesn't sit on those wires without the carpet. I will likely do another part 2 of the nitrous plumbing, and I will likely drill in and make a firewall exit here in that future video. But back here, I think that's all I wanted to say for now. I'm probably missing some things to discuss, but for the most part, it's ready to go. There's a couple of power connections I need to make to turn it all on, but otherwise I'm getting pretty close with the wiring. As you can see, I took out all seats and most of the carpet. I think, for what I was doing, I think that was it's easier to do that and go ahead and get that out of your way, because I ran the cable. I followed that wire and harness, which goes under the seat to the side here, and then under some of the frame rails, and then I ran it up to the console here. I've got, like I said, a couple USB cables here for HP Tuners and the controller itself, and this is the connection to the switch that's in the coin tray. This is a nitrous outlet system. It came from Nitrous outlet, that switch panel. So what I did, I don't know if it was the best way, and probably not. I really feel it was not. But I did not investigate if there's a firewall access on the passenger side. I do feel like it would have been easier if there was one there. I just know when you look in the engine bay, you really don't see much on this side. So I went ahead and ran it through the center and onto the driver's side firewall, and I'll show that here in a minute. As you can see, pretty elaborate system. I actually have a air fuel ratio gauge and a fuel PSI gauge along with the nitrous gauge, and so I had to run all those wires as part of this project. There were some other wires over there that was from a previous project. I'm going to go to the engine bay. This is the part I have not. I've pre-ran all the wires for the solenoids and the fuel PSI along with the gauges. Like I said, it's actually ended up being a lot of cabling, just because I opted for a lot of gauges, I guess you could say. There's a lot of safety measures built into this. There's a nitrous pressure gauge, the fuel gauge, all the Pro controller monitors all that and make sure it's safe before it enables a boost. And I'll probably follow up more on this side of it on the next video when I actually go and install the solenoids and run all that. but just kind of give you an idea of what the cabling looks like, and running through the firewall, which I'm pretty amazed what actually fit in that little grommet down there. There's, like I said, I've got other projects I already pre-ran some wire through there, and I ended up running like 15 wires, I believe, through that for this project. But it all fit. I don't think I'll ever get that grommet to go back in there though. I did, for the most part, I used some cabling or some protective sheathing around the cables to protect against wear. I'm just going to go on this side and see if I'm missing anything, which I probably am. But overall, you know, it was, like I said, it took a full day of running all these wires. I would say more like 10 to 12 hours to do all this. I also used this guy right here is actually the dimmer light. I have not tested this yet. I probably should have, but I was at a stopping point and taking a break, so I wanted to get this on video. But this is for the nitrous gauge, so at night it'll dim automatically. I use it's the orange and gray wire off the dimmer switch, and hopefully that's the right one. I did the Pronitrous controller included a gauge power, so I've teed off that gauge power for a couple of those meters. The AFR is actually from a previous project, so I just rehooked that up. That was already, the wire was already there for that. And as you can see, there's some other components down there. I have like an IC chiller, so some of these cables just for that as well down there that you might see. But anyway, I think that's a wrap for now. Until next time, bye.